Hi everybody, I'm back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dory. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery in September of 2016. I have lost at my lowest. I lost 160 pounds and I got down to 173.5, I believe, something to that effect. And then I went back up and back down and back up, and now today I am 179.6. So I got some work to do. But this video isn't about that. I just did my update for my week 89. But this video is actually off a tag from Mini Me in Tennessee, Lisa. She had tagged me and a few other folks in the weight loss surgery community tag of, I believe it was a 10 foods that you really miss since having weight loss surgery. So this is in no particular order except for number one. Number one is always going to be number one. Also, let me just let you know, my kittens are near me. I am in my dining room, and they may jump on me during this. They both were just spayed. They are about 7 months old, 6 months old, and they just came back on Saturday. Ooh, here's one of them. Ooh, and she just had, see my little boo-boo? I got boo-boo under here. I got boo-boo. So they just got spayed on Friday. They came home Saturday morning. And the neat thing about the vet I have them go to, it's a spay and neuter clinic. And what they do is they put a little tattoo down by their surgery site on all the cats and dogs that they do. And I didn't really understand why, but this is why. In the event that she gets lost or out, or any cat that was done their surgery there, and their hair would have already grown back over that surgical site, and years have gone by, and they get picked up because they were outside, they don't have a microchip or anything, and they go and they shave them down, because one of the first things they do is they spay or neuter an animal that they found. And so they go ahead, they shave them down, they cut them open, only to find out they've already been spayed. And so they put a tattoo now, so once they shave them, they don't have to cut them. They'll already know that they're already cut, and they will not have to let the animal go through that pain and any money that they pay for it or whatever. So they each have their own little tattoo. So she's a cutie patootie. And the funny thing is, they had their rabies, their distemper, and all that, all their shots. And the funny thing is that one of them, the sister of this one, which is right here near my foot, Precious, she is the black and white tuxedo sister of this one, and she was not like a very affectionate cat. She would sit on you if she wanted, or she would take you or leave you. Well, since she got the shots and the surgery, she's only been home since Saturday, and she is the most affectionate, loving cat ever. She's just very sweet. This is Shadow. So anyhow, back to my video. So the purpose of this is just to talk about foods that I miss since having weight loss surgery. It doesn't necessarily mean that I haven't eaten these since weight loss surgery. It just means that I don't eat them often, if at all. And they're not good for a bariatric diet if you're still in the losing weight phase. They are things that I really, really used to love a lot. And even with having surgery, since surgery, I have not been able to eat a lot of it. If I have had any, it's not in a large quantity. And I kind of miss that sometimes. I miss, like, when I'm feeling emotional or I want to eat, or there's something that I found that is absolutely delicious, I want to eat all of it. I know that you guys can relate. I totally want to eat it all. All. So because our pouches are small, we cannot do that anymore. So these are some things that I absolutely miss. I'll let you know whether or not I've had them, how often I eat them, if I do at all, and things of that nature. So number 10, they're not in any order except number 1 is my number 1. Nachos with cheese from 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven has this, nachos heated. It's like in this plastic container, and they have this cheese dip stuff that you just pump out and you pump it on there, and you can add chili on top and you can add extra cheese. You do it yourself. It is so good. It's equivalent to what you would get if you were at a hockey game or some kind of a stadium game. They would have nachos and cheese there. That's what we have at our 7-Eleven. The little convenience store. I don't have it much at all. I have not had it since surgery, so it's been over, I'd say it's even been about 4 years since I've had that. But I do remember thoroughly enjoying that a lot. Next is Swedish Fish. I used to buy the big, huge boxes at Costco of Swedish Fish, and I could not wait to get those home. I'd sit and I'd watch TV at night, and I would just eat the fish and eat them and eat them and eat them. And probably after about a week, that whole box was gone. So I really miss my Swedish Fish. I have not had any Swedish Fish. Ooh, sorry, my cat just jumped and I didn't want her getting hurt. Careful, careful, oh my goodness. I just gave the birds some bread outside, so she's bouncing back and forth from watching them in the doorway to coming back and sitting on Mama. So I have not had any Swedish Fish since surgery. The next thing I really, really miss, which was a huge part of my day, I could drink 2 to 3 of these a day, and that is Dunkin' Donuts coffee, iced coffee, light and sweet. I'd like a medium iced coffee, light and sweet. Then I would go to I would like a medium caramel swirl iced coffee, light and sweet. Every time, 2 to 3 times a day. Miss it, miss it, miss it, love it. If I have an iced coffee, I once in a while will have a caramel swirl, no sugar, and I just have a couple of creams in it. I usually have that if I have to go to the bathroom. For whatever reason, coffee works for me. I don't have it all the time. About 3 weeks ago, I quit drinking coffee. I have been drinking black tea once a day, maybe once every other day. I'm not really a big hot coffee drinker. I do like iced coffee, but once in a great while, I will have the caramel swirl. And I still lose weight even if I have that, only because I just have it maybe once a week. Maybe once every 2 weeks. I hadn't had one though for probably a year. It was probably a good year that I had not had a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee with a caramel swirl or otherwise. I'm trying to fix this. I'm so sorry. There's a glare on my glasses. It is bright in my dining room, and I absolutely love it. So I'm sitting in here for the brightness. So anyhow, so that was that. And then here's another one, which I love these. I don't bring them into my home because I know I will eat them. I know my husband will eat them. Wait till you guys hear it. Hostess cupcakes. Not the chocolate cupcakes, the orange ones. The ones that are orange sponge cake with the cream inside and the swirl on top with the layer of frosting. What I wouldn't do for a Hostess orange cupcake. When Hostess had went out of business a few years ago, I was mourning. I was in mourning. I didn't know if I was going to be one of those crazy people who went out and bought hundreds of boxes and put them in their freezer. I don't know. I was totally struggling. Then I had surgery, so I have not had one. And I have not had one since surgery. So probably almost 2 years since I've had one. And boy, I remember right prior to surgery, so it's probably been about 21 months since I've had one. And prior to surgery, I remember having that double pack. They come in a 2-pack unless you buy the box, but they come in a 2-pack at a convenience store. Can I just tell you how good it tasted? It was so good. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to reality. Chips and popcorn. I love Smart Food popcorn. I love popcorn at the movie theater with all the tons of butter, extra butter. Oh, sitting there watching a movie. I remember watching, I think it was Jurassic Park or something. or Harry Potter. I don't know, but oh gosh, dripping my hands of that butter and licking my fingers. Oh, so I miss having the popcorn at the movie theater and chips, just being able to just eat a bag of Fritos, Doritos dipped into a dip, like French onion dip. Oh my goodness, it was so good. And I'm so sorry if I'm making anybody struggle with food. I have not had any movie theater popcorn. I believe one time I did maybe a year ago. I don't quite remember if it was before surgery or after. I'm gonna guess it was after surgery. But I remember not being able to eat a lot of it. And chips, I've had chips here and there. I have had Fritos and I have had Doritos, and I try not to bring them in the house just so they're not there, because at night I'm very snacky. Luckily, our bedroom's upstairs, and I go upstairs with my phone and I play on Facebook or watch YouTube or whatever, and there's no food up there. And so, but if I'm down here prior to going upstairs and I see a bag, I may just stuff some in my mouth just to taste the corn chips and the salt and the crunchy, and yeah, not a good thing for me. Another food that I miss, there are some keto versions that I'm able to make, but there is a particular cheesecake that I absolutely love, and it's at Costco. So it's the Costco cheesecake, and it's not too bad for stats if you don't eat the crust. Crust just has a lot of carbs and stuff, but we don't buy it. I know my husband, he'll eat the whole thing. He'll eat the whole entire thing in one day. And so we don't even buy it. If it's a special occasion, we're having a birthday party or a get-together or a barbecue and somebody wants us to bring dessert, we might bring that. But I do miss it. I miss being able to eat a lot of it. Even drizzle, strawberries on top and tons of whipped cream and ice cream on the side. It opens up doors that I don't even want to go to. It opens up Pandora's box and then some. So next two things are actually lumped together in my book as football food. So I am a huge football fan. I love the NFL. The New England Patriots are my team. I used to like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't really like them as much. But the New England Patriots, I love, love, love my Patriots. And so these foods lump together under my football food. So every day during football season, prior to surgery, I would stop off at this place, or I would have it delivered from a local pizza place up the street. And it would be French fries, a wrap, a grinder, chicken wings, pizza, all of it together. The pizza is a huge one for me. I absolutely love pizza. It's my favorite food. Always, since I've been a little girl, pizza has been my favorite. But those things together, lumped together, my football food, I have had on a very rare occasion during football, I have had pizza. I have not had a grinder. I have not had a wrap. I have had chicken wings, mostly the ones that I make, and I have had fries with cheese on the side or whatever. But again, those are foods, for me personally, as a bariatric patient, that I don't eat because I know I'm just going to inhibit my weight loss. I think of the scripture, and again, this is for me, it's not for you guys. What you guys do, whether you read the Bible or not, there's no judgment here. That's just for you. But for me, I always think of that scripture. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. And so I feel like food for us is beneficial, but it's permissible, but not all of it can be beneficial. It is beneficial at most foods, but not all of it is beneficial. It's permissible to us. We have free will. We can get it. But is it good for us? Another thing is alcohol, specifically margaritas. So I have had margaritas since surgery. I just have them probably one every 4 to 6 months. And I really only have them when I'm going out with my best friends to out for our birthdays. And we usually go to the same restaurant. Sometimes we'll have a sangria, but more times than not, we have a margarita. Excuse me, one of their birthdays is in March, mine's in July, and then the other one's in November. And so those are the months that we will go out and have it. I miss being able to have more than one small one. I definitely cannot have, I could have probably one large and I'd have to really milk it. I would not be able to drink it. It would have to be just a sip here and sip there because it does affect me very quickly. So I do miss being able to have more than one. And then my number one, absolutely, nice, Mickey and Donald's on TV? Awesome. Oh, my daughter's talking.
Little Bear.
Little Bear's on?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll be in there in a minute. I will. I can't do it now because Mommy's taping. Excuse me. So my number one absolute favorite thing is Mexican food, but most particular the Mexican chips that are at my favorite restaurant, which is called On the Border. Their chips, they're salty, they're warm, they're crunchy. They're my favorite with their queso. I could sit with bowls and bowls of queso and get bowls and bowls of their warm, salty, delicious, crispy chips forever. I could just sit there, and we did do that. Me and my three friends, we did do that. Sorry about that. My screen on my phone went blank, and the video stopped. So anyhow, so we could sit there and eat definitely 3 to 4 bowls of chips, 2 bowls of queso. We get the guacamole live on the side, and then eat the meal. Then get our meal, which I usually get Dos Equis tacos, fish tacos. Now, I actually am able to have some chips, queso, guacamole, not a whole lot. I'm full very fast. And then I get my meal to go, and I always get the tacos with no tortilla shells. I just get the filling, the cabbage, and the fish, and whatever else they put in there. I think it's just cabbage, sauerkraut. No, not sauerkraut. Probably cabbage and lettuce and tomatoes, maybe. I don't remember. But anyways, I usually get that to go, and I have that at home. I do get it with rice, and I do get it with refried beans. And so that'll be like 2 or 3 meals afterwards for myself. But I miss gorging out on those things. Not that I ever left that restaurant feeling good about myself or feeling, I always felt sluggish and tired and yucky and ugh. But now I am able to have it, just a very small amount. I probably could have, I'd say 10 to 15 chips dipped in the queso, and that's it. There's nothing more. No bowls and all this. I just can't have it. It doesn't sit right in my tummy to be able to really to really force myself to eat it. So those are my top 10 things that I really miss. Pizza for sure. But all in all, I'm thankful for being healthy. I'm thankful for this opportunity to have this surgery. But I definitely miss it. I miss it. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, oh, chips. Salivating. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll talk to you later.